Ladies, let me tell you something. You are unstoppable. There's a power within you that the world cannot deny. It's not just about what you look like on the outside, no. It's about what you bring to the table, what you radiate from the inside out. The foundation of being truly irresistible in any relationship begins with one key element: self-worth. Before you can expect anyone to appreciate and value you, you have to start by recognizing your own value. This means understanding the incredible power you hold within yourself, not just because of what you can offer others, but because of who you are at your core. Self-worth is not about how society defines you or the labels that others put on you. It's about how you see yourself. It's about understanding your unique qualities, your strengths, your talents, and the lessons you've learned through life. It's about owning your story, even the parts that have been difficult, and knowing that every experience, good and bad, has contributed to the person you've become. When you start to see yourself through this lens, you realize that you are not just worthy of love and respect, but that you deserve the very best. When you understand your self-worth, you stop seeking validation from others. You no longer need external approval or affirmation to know that you matter. This is a critical shift because when you're constantly seeking someone else's approval, you give away your power. But when you stand strong in your own worth, you become grounded, centered, and powerful in a way that nothing external can shake. Your self-worth becomes your inner strength, your guiding light. When you know who you are and what you bring to the table, you walk into rooms with your head held high, not with arrogance, but with a quiet confidence that says, I know my value and I'm not afraid to show it. This type of confidence is magnetic. It's attractive because it's rooted in something real. It's not a mask you put on or an act you play. It's an energy that radiates from within you. But this doesn't happen overnight. Building self-worth is a journey, a constant process of self-reflection, growth, and healing. It's about making peace with who you are right now, even if you're still growing and evolving. It's about learning to love yourself, not in a narcissistic way, but in a way that says, I honor who I am, flaws and all. You are not defined by your past mistakes, your flaws, or what others think of you. Your worth is intrinsic. It's built into the very fabric of your being. The key is to acknowledge that truth, to recognize your value without needing anyone else to tell you what you're worth. When you start to recognize your worth, something incredible happens. You stop settling. You stop accepting relationships, situations, and circumstances that don't align with who you truly are. You no longer allow people to treat you in ways that diminish your value. Instead, you set boundaries that protect your peace and your sense of self. You become less afraid to walk away from situations that no longer serve you because you know that you are worthy of something better, something more aligned with your true self. This shift in mindset is incredibly powerful. Once you understand your self-worth, you begin to make different choices. You choose relationships that uplift you, challenge you to grow, and support your dreams. You surround yourself with people who recognize your value and treat you accordingly. You stop trying to prove yourself to others and start embracing the fact that you don't need to earn love or respect. You already deserve it simply by being you. Another crucial aspect of self-worth is self-care. When you truly value yourself, you make your well-being a priority. You take time to nurture your mind, body, and spirit. You practice self-compassion, treating yourself with the same kindness and understanding that you would show a loved one. You acknowledge your needs and make sure that they're met. This might mean taking time for yourself, setting aside time to relax and recharge, or pursuing activities that bring you joy and fulfillment. When you take care of yourself, you're not only showing others how to treat you, you're also reinforcing to yourself that you are worth the effort. Self-worth also involves the power of saying no when necessary. It's about understanding that you don't owe anyone an explanation for prioritizing yourself. Saying no doesn't make you selfish. It makes you wise. It's a sign of someone who understands their own needs and isn't afraid to honor them. And when you start saying no to things that drain you, you make space for the things that elevate you. When you recognize your worth, you also embrace the fact that you don't have to be perfect. Perfection is a lie that keeps many people stuck in a cycle of self-doubt and insecurity. But when you realize that you are worthy just as you are, you can release the pressure of trying to be something you're not. You can accept your imperfections and flaws as part of your unique beauty. After all, it's your imperfections that make you human, and it's your authenticity that makes you irreplaceable. Self-worth is also about being comfortable with the idea that you deserve greatness. Often we have this internal dialogue that tells us we're not good enough, that we don't deserve love or success, or that we should settle for less. But that inner critic is a lie. You deserve greatness. You deserve to be loved deeply, to be cherished, to be supported in your dreams, and to walk through life with confidence. When you embrace your worth, you create a life that aligns with that truth. The way you see yourself will set the tone for how others see you. When you value yourself, others will begin to mirror that respect. They will treat you the way you treat yourself. And in relationships, whether romantic, familial, or professional, this understanding of self-worth is the foundation upon which everything else is built. It's not about being perfect, it's about being authentic and unapologetically you. So, remember this, your self-worth is non-negotiable. Once you realize this truth, nothing and no one can take that from you. You are worthy of love, respect, and everything good that life has to offer. Own it. Live it. And never, ever settle for anything less. Emotional intelligence is one of the most powerful tools you can wield in any relationship, especially when it comes to creating a lasting and meaningful connection. It's the ability to not only understand and manage your own emotions, but also to recognize, empathize, and respond to the emotions of others. In the context of relationships, this skill can make the difference between a fleeting attraction and a deep, unshakable bond. The first step to emotional intelligence, self-awareness. This is the ability to understand your own emotional state, what triggers you, and how your emotions affect your behavior and decisions. Without this awareness, we often react impulsively or defensively, leading to misunderstandings, conflict, or missed opportunities for connection. When you know what's going on inside of you, you can make intentional choices instead of allowing your emotions to dictate your actions. For instance, if you're feeling hurt or frustrated in a moment, emotional intelligence allows you to recognize that emotion, acknowledge it, and choose how to respond rather than reacting out of anger or fear. By taking a step back and giving yourself time to process your feelings, you are showing maturity, self-control, and a level of emotional sophistication that is deeply attractive to others. It signals that you are someone who is in command of your emotions, and that level of control inspires trust and admiration. Self-awareness also involves recognizing the emotional patterns you've developed over the years. These patterns may come from past relationships, childhood experiences, or societal conditioning. By being conscious of these patterns, you have the power to break free from unhealthy emotional responses. For example, if you have a tendency to shut down when you feel criticized or abandon difficult conversations when things get tough, emotional intelligence helps you recognize this and change course. You can learn to engage with discomfort and conflict in healthier, more constructive ways. However, emotional intelligence is not just about understanding your own emotions. It's also about empathy, the ability to tune into and understand the emotions of others. In any relationship, empathy is crucial because it allows you to connect on a deeper level. When you empathize with someone, you are able to see the world from their perspective, understand their feelings, and respond in a way that validates their experience. This doesn't mean you have to agree with everything they feel, but it means you honor their emotions and show that you care about their inner world. Empathy creates a bridge between two people. It makes the other person feel seen, heard, and understood, which is one of the most powerful ways to foster connection. This is especially important when you're building a relationship based on trust, intimacy, and mutual respect. Without empathy, it's easy to misunderstand or dismiss the emotions of others, creating distance or even resentment. But when you take the time to listen, really listen to someone's emotional needs, it builds a bond of trust that cannot be easily broken. Another aspect of emotional intelligence, emotional regulation. Life is full of challenges, stress, and unexpected events that can stir up strong emotions. It's not always easy to stay calm and collected in difficult situations, but emotional intelligence equips you with the tools to regulate those emotions in healthy ways. This might mean practicing mindfulness or breathing techniques to stay grounded, or learning to pause before reacting to something that triggers you. For example, when a disagreement arises in a relationship, emotional intelligence allows you to stay composed and avoid escalating the situation with heated words or actions. Instead, you can address the issue with calmness and clarity, focusing on finding a solution rather than getting caught up in the emotion of the moment. When both partners are skilled in emotional regulation, it creates an environment of stability and safety in the relationship, allowing both individuals to express themselves without fear of judgment or conflict. Emotional intelligence also helps you to recognize the emotional needs of your partner and respond in a supportive way. Every person has different emotional needs. Some may crave reassurance and affection, while others may need space or understanding when they're feeling down. When you understand what your partner needs emotionally and can respond in a way that meets those needs, you create a sense of emotional security. You become a safe harbor for them, someone they can rely on, which deepens the connection between you both. For example, if your partner is going through a tough time at work and is feeling stressed or overwhelmed, emotional intelligence allows you to recognize those signs and offer comfort. It might mean giving them space to vent, offering a listening ear, or doing something special to lift their spirits. This emotional attunement shows your partner that you are emotionally present and willing to meet them where they are. In addition to recognizing and responding to emotions, emotional intelligence is also about fostering positive emotional connections. A relationship thrives when both partners bring positive energy and emotional support to the table. This can be as simple as expressing appreciation for each other, showing gratitude, or sharing positive experiences that create a bond of joy and happiness. Positive emotions are contagious, and when you cultivate an environment of love, respect, and emotional generosity, the relationship becomes a source of strength for both of you. Lastly, emotional intelligence is about maturity. It's the ability to navigate the ups and downs of life with grace, understanding that emotions are not inherently good or bad. They are simply signals that tell us something about ourselves and the world around us. When you have emotional maturity, you can handle setbacks, disappointment, and conflict without letting them derail you. You recognize that emotions are a natural part of the human experience, and you approach them with curiosity and a willingness to grow. When both partners in a relationship possess emotional intelligence, the connection becomes a dynamic force that can weather any storm. It is a foundation of deep, meaningful love and trust. When you cultivate emotional intelligence, you make yourself an irresistible partner, not by manipulating emotions or playing games, but by being authentically present, emotionally intelligent, and capable of creating a strong, secure, and loving bond. Authenticity is one of the most magnetic qualities a person can possess. It is the essence of being true to yourself and not pretending to be someone you're not in order to please others or meet societal expectations. In relationships, authenticity is the key to creating a connection that is real, lasting, and meaningful. When you are authentic, you show up in the world as you truly are, unfiltered, unapologetically yourself, and that's incredibly powerful. Being authentic means embracing who you are at your core without needing to put on a facade or wear a mask. It's about knowing your strengths and your vulnerabilities and being comfortable enough to share both with the world. Authenticity doesn't mean you're perfect. It means you accept yourself fully with all your flaws, quirks, and imperfections. It means you are honest with yourself about who you are, what you want, and what you need, and you are unafraid to express that truth to others. When you're authentic, you stop living in the shadow of other people's expectations. Too often, people mold themselves to fit into the image of what others want them to be, whether it's in a relationship, at work, or within society. This might involve suppressing your true feelings, desires, or values in order to gain approval, but over time, this leads to a loss of self-identity and dissatisfaction. You may find yourself feeling disconnected from your own desires and your true self, which can create resentment, frustration, and unhappiness. But when you are authentic, you break free from this cycle. You live your life according to your own standards. And that gives you a sense of freedom and fulfillment that a amount of external validation can provide. In relationships, authenticity creates the foundation for trust. Trust is built on transparency, honesty, and vulnerability. When you're authentic, you show up as the person you truly are, not as a version of yourself you think others will accept. This kind of openness invites others to do the same. It creates a safe space where both partners can be themselves without fear of judgment or rejection. It's in this safe space that intimacy grows, where real love, understanding, and connection can flourish. Many people are afraid of being authentic because they fear rejection or the loss of approval. The truth is, when you are authentic, you give the people around you the opportunity to love you for who you really are, not for who you pretend to be. This may mean that some people will not understand you or won't appreciate the real you, but that's okay. Authenticity isn't about pleasing everyone. It's about being true to yourself, regardless of what others think. The right people will always be drawn to the genuine you. Authenticity attracts those who resonate with your true essence and who appreciate you for the person you are, not the person you think you should be. Living authentically also means letting go of the fear of being vulnerable. Vulnerability is often seen as a weakness, but in reality, it is one of the most powerful ways to connect with others on a deep level. When you allow yourself to be vulnerable, you are showing the world your true self, your hopes, dreams, fears, and insecurities. This opens the door for others to do the same. And in doing so, you create a bond that is built on mutual understanding and respect. Vulnerability isn't about exposing every detail of your life. It's about being willing to share the parts of yourself that matter most, even when it feels uncomfortable or risky. When you are authentic, you also develop a sense of self-respect and confidence. Authenticity comes from a place of inner strength. It takes courage to live your truth, especially when the world around you is constantly telling you to conform to its standards. But when you stay true to yourself, you show the world that you are confident in who you are. This confidence is magnetic. People are drawn to those who have the courage to be themselves, who aren't afraid to stand out or be different. Authenticity commands respect because it shows that you have a strong sense of self-worth and are unafraid to express it. Moreover, authenticity helps you to live a life that is aligned with your values and purpose. When you know who you are and what you stand for, your actions and decisions are guided by those values. You no longer feel like you're living according to someone else's script, but rather creating your own path, one that is meaningful and fulfilling to you. This alignment between your inner self and your outward actions brings a sense of peace and contentment. You don't have to pretend to be someone you're not, and you don't have to compromise your beliefs in order to fit in or make others happy. You can stand firm in your own truth, and that is incredibly empowering. However, being authentic also means being open to growth and change. Authenticity is not about being rigid or unchanging. It's about being real and present in the moment. It's about recognizing that you are constantly evolving and that it's okay to let go of old versions of yourself that no longer serve you. Being authentic means being open to learning, to challenging your beliefs, and to growing into the person you're meant to be. It's about being true to who you are now, not who you were in the past or who you think you're supposed to be in the future. One of the most important aspects of authenticity is that it helps you build a relationship with yourself. When you are authentic, you develop a deeper sense of self-love and acceptance. You stop seeking approval from external sources and instead cultivate a strong, positive relationship with yourself. You learn to trust your own judgment, listen to your intuition, and honor your own needs and desires. This inner relationship is the foundation for all your external relationships. When you are comfortable in your own skin, you attract others who are also authentic, creating a circle of trust, love, and support. In summary, authenticity is the key to building a genuine, fulfilling relationship with yourself and others. It requires self-awareness, vulnerability, and courage, but the rewards are immeasurable. By being true to yourself, you not only attract others who appreciate the real you, but you also create a life that is aligned with your values, passions, and purpose. Authenticity allows you to show up in the world as the person you are always meant to be. And that is the most powerful thing you can do. For in many respects, is the cornerstone of any healthy, thriving relationship and it plays a fundamental role in building attraction and deepening connection. In a relationship, respect isn't just about being polite or courteous. It's about valuing one another as equals, acknowledging each other's worth, and treating each other with dignity. It's about creating a space where both partners feel safe to be themselves and know that their feelings, thoughts, and needs are important. When respect is present in a relationship, it creates a foundation of trust, security, and mutual admiration that fosters growth and love. At its core, respect begins with self-respect. The way you treat yourself sets the standard for how others will treat you. If you don't respect yourself, if you allow others to mistreat you, take you for granted, or disregard your needs, then you are sending the message that you are not worthy of respect. But when you respect yourself, you demonstrate that you have value, that your boundaries are important, and that you deserve to be treated with care. Self-respect is not about arrogance or entitlement. It's about recognizing your own worth and honoring that worth by taking actions that reflect it. You set healthy boundaries, you prioritize your well-being, and you make choices that align with your values. This sends a powerful message to others that you deserve respect, and it sets the tone for how you engage with them. Mutual respect is essential in a partnership. A relationship is not about one person dominating or controlling the other. It's about two individuals coming together as equals, each contributing to the relationship in their own unique way. This means valuing each other's opinions, even when they differ, and being open to compromise. Respect in a relationship allows both partners to feel heard and understood, creating a sense of equality and balance. When you respect your partner, you take the time to listen to their concerns, acknowledge their feelings, and honor their perspective, even if it's not the same as your own. This mutual exchange fosters empathy, understanding, emotional intimacy, strengthening the bond between you. In a relationship based on respect, there is also a deep sense of admiration for one another. This is where true attraction flourishes. Respecting your partner means seeing the best in them and recognizing their strengths, talents, and qualities. It means celebrating their successes, supporting them through challenges, and encouraging their personal growth. You don't seek to diminish or control your partner. Instead, you lift them up and help them become the best version of themselves. In doing so, you build a sense of admiration and appreciation that enhances the attraction between you. When you admire your partner, you see them as a unique and valuable individual, and this admiration naturally deepens your emotional connection. Respect also involves honoring each other's boundaries. Everyone has personal limits, whether emotional, physical, or mental, that define what feels comfortable and acceptable in a relationship. When you respect someone, you are mindful of these boundaries and make sure that you never push them beyond their limits. You recognize that consent, communication, and mutual understanding are essential to a healthy relationship. Whether it's about giving each other space, being considerate of personal time, or respecting individual needs and desires, boundaries are vital in maintaining a sense of autonomy and personal integrity within a partnership. When both partners feel their boundaries are respected, they can relax into the relationship, knowing that their individuality is valued and protected. Respect also means handling conflict with dignity. Disagreements are inevitable in any relationship, but it's how you navigate them that defines the respect within the relationship. When conflict arises, respect means addressing the issue at hand without resorting to insults, belittling, or harsh words. It means engaging in a constructive conversation where both sides can express their feelings and work together to find a solution. Even in moments of disagreement, respect ensures that both partners remain calm, patient, and understanding, recognizing that both perspectives are valid. Conflict resolution becomes a cooperative effort rather than a battle, and this strengthens the relationship instead of eroding it. Furthermore, respect is deeply tied to trust. Trust is built on a foundation of consistent actions that demonstrate respect over time. When you respect your partner, you show them that you can be trusted with their heart, their emotion, and their vulnerabilities. You don't take their trust for granted, and you work to maintain it through honesty, reliability, and integrity. Trust and respect go hand in hand. Without one, the other cannot thrive. When you consistently show respect to your partner, they feel secure and confident in the relationship, knowing that they are valued and that their feelings and needs matter. Respect also plays a crucial role in emotional support. In a relationship, it's important to be there for one another through the highs and lows of life. When you respect your partner, you recognize their emotional needs and offer your support when they need it most. Whether they're facing a challenge at work, dealing with personal struggles, or simply feeling down, offering emotional support is one of the most meaningful ways to show respect. You don't belittle their feelings or dismiss their concerns. Instead, you offer empathy, encouragement, and reassurance. You allow them the space to express themselves, knowing that their emotions are valid and worthy of attention. Attraction, in its truest form, is built on a foundation of mutual respect. When you respect your partner, you are able to love them for who they truly are, not for who you want them to be. You accept their imperfections, honor their uniqueness, and support their journey. This acceptance creates a safe environment where love can grow freely and authentically. When both partners feel respected, the relationship becomes a partnership of equals, where each person's voice is valued and their needs are met with understanding and care. In summary, respect is the glue that holds a relationship together. It is the foundation of trust, the basis of emotional connection, and the key to maintaining a healthy partnership. Without respect, relationships crumble under the weight of misunderstandings, resentment, and emotional neglect. But when respect is present, love flourishes. It creates a space where both partners feel safe, valued, and empowered to be their true selves. Respect fosters admiration, nurtures trust, and allows both individuals to grow together, making the relationship stronger with each passing day. Respect is not just an act. It is a mindset, a way of being, and a core value that should be woven into every aspect of your relationship. Attraction, particularly in the context of relationships, isn't simply about physical appearance or surface-level qualities. It is deeply connected to how you carry yourself, the energy you bring to a relationship, and the way you inspire respect, admiration, and connection through your inner qualities. To be the queen of someone's heart is to embody a presence that is both captivating and magnetic, drawing others in not only through your appearance, but through your character, confidence, and authenticity. This kind of attraction transcends the superficial and creates a bond that goes beyond the physical, touching the emotional and spiritual aspects of who you are. Confidence is one of the most compelling aspects of attraction. When you walk with confidence, you project a sense of self-assurance that others cannot help but notice. Confidence is not about arrogance or dominance. Rather, it is a quiet assurance that you are comfortable with who you are, flaws and all. This kind of self-assuredness creates an undeniable magnetism because it shows that you do not need validation from others to feel good about yourself. Confidence comes from knowing your worth, recognizing your value, and standing firm in your beliefs. When you exude this kind of inner strength, it draws people in because they are naturally attracted to those who are secure in their own skin. True confidence also comes from embracing vulnerability. It's about having the courage to show up as your authentic self without the fear of judgment. Vulnerability allows others to connect with you on a deeper level. When you share your true self, your dreams, your fears, your past, it opens up space for real connection. It's in those moments of vulnerability that others can see your humanity. And in turn, they are drawn to your strength to be open and honest. This combination of vulnerability and confidence creates an attraction that is grounded in emotional depth and sincerity, not just surface-level charm. Being emotionally available is another key element of being irresistible to others. Emotional availability means being open to understanding and connecting with someone on a deeper level. It requires the willingness to listen, empathize, and engage emotionally without closing off or retreating when things get tough. When you are emotionally available, you make others feel seen and heard, which fosters a deep emotional connection. This level of emotional openness is highly attractive because it signals that you are a person who values emotional intimacy and is capable of nurturing a meaningful relationship. Emotional availability requires patience, understanding, and the ability to communicate openly about your feelings and needs, which is crucial for fostering strong, healthy relationships. Another aspect of being the queen of someone's heart lies in maintaining your own independence and sense of self. While it is important to be emotionally available and supportive in a relationship, it is equally important to retain your individuality. A strong, healthy relationship doesn't require you to lose yourself in the other person. Rather, it allows both partners to grow and flourish individually while still sharing a bond. When you maintain your independence, you avoid becoming overly reliant on your partner for your sense of worth or identity. You pursue your own goals, interests, and passions, which not only enriches your life, but also makes you more interesting and attractive to others. This kind of independence is empowering because it shows that you are complete on your own and that your happiness doesn't depend on anyone else. When you embody this kind of self-sufficiency, it enhances your attractiveness because you become someone who inspires admiration, not only for your character, but for your strength and individuality. In addition to emotional availability and independence, kindness is a trait that cannot be overstated when it comes to attraction. Kindness is one of the most powerful ways to win someone's heart, as it reflects a deep sense of compassion and empathy. When you show kindness, you create a safe, welcoming space for others to be themselves. People are drawn to those who treat others with respect, who are generous with their time and energy, and who offer a helping hand without expecting anything in return. Kindness demonstrates that you are someone who values the well-being of others and is capable of showing love and care. It is through acts of kindness, whether big or small, that you build trust, create emotional bonds, and demonstrate the depth of your character. Equally important is the ability to be supportive and uplifting in a relationship. People are naturally attracted to those who encourage them to be their best selves, who push them to grow, and who are there to celebrate their successes and offer a shoulder to lean on during times of struggle. When you are supportive, you show that you genuinely care about the well-being of your partner and want to see them succeed and be happy. This kind of support strengthens the emotional connection and fosters a sense of teamwork and partnership. It shows that you are not just investing in the relationship for what you can get out of it, but also for what you can give. This nurturing energy is extremely attractive because it makes others feel valued and cared for. One of the most profound forms of attraction comes from being present. In a world filled with distractions, being truly present in a moment is a rare and valuable trait. When you are fully present with someone, you make them feel important and worthy of your time and attention. Being present means listening deeply, engaging with the other person, and offering your undivided focus. It means showing up for them emotionally, physically, and mentally, making them feel like the most important person in the room. This level of attention and connection creates a bond that is based on deep engagement rather than superficial interaction. When you show up in this way, you become someone others feel deeply connected to and drawn to because they know you truly care. Lastly, gratitude is a powerful force in building attraction. When you express genuine appreciation for your partner and the relationship, it deepens the bond and makes the connection more meaningful. Gratitude shows that you do not take your partner for granted, that you recognize their efforts and value the relationship you share. It creates a sense of positivity and warmth, which naturally draws others in. When you express gratitude, you not only uplift your partner, but also contribute to the overall happiness and fulfillment of the relationship. This expression of thanks, love, and recognition makes the relationship feel deeply rewarding and ensures that both partners feel appreciated and cherished. To sum up, being the queen of someone's heart is about embodying a combination of confidence, emotional availability, independence, kindness, support, presence, and gratitude. It is about being someone who is magnetic, not because of superficial qualities, but because of the depth of your character, the strength of your presence, and the love and care you give to those around you. This kind of attraction is timeless and enduring, as it is rooted in the authenticity of who you are and the meaningful connections you create. When you lead with these qualities, you naturally inspire admiration, respect, and love, making you truly irresistible to those who encounter your energy. In conclusion, to be the queen of someone's heart is not about playing games, pretending to be someone you're not, or relying on superficial charm. It is about embracing the most powerful version of yourself. One that is rooted in confidence, authenticity, respect, emotional availability, and kindness. It's about being someone who understands their worth, values their boundaries, and shows up in the world as a source of strength, love, and support. It's about cultivating a presence that draws people in, not just because of how you look, but because of the energy you radiate and the deep connections you build. As you move forward, remember that true attraction stems from being authentic, compassionate, and emotionally available while maintaining your independence and honoring the respect you deserve. By embodying these qualities, you create a relationship that is built on trust, admiration, and mutual growth. And in doing so, you not only become an irresistible force in the lives of others, but also nurture a bond that is unbreakable, deep, and transformative. You are unstoppable when you know your worth, stand in your power, and lead with love and respect. Be the queen of your own heart first, and the rest will naturally follow.